Now, one of the things that led into NEO doing so well in terms of deliveries this past month of April is because of the incentives that they were offering, the incentives, the subsidies that are coming from the government, and of course the demand in EV cars starting to pick up. As you know, that beginning of the year things were not looking that good in terms of the EV demand or in the car demand in China. And this is not a China only thing, but globally beginning of the year people are not thinking a lot about buying cars, and therefore even in a place like China you will see a demand being low on a yearly basis beginning of the month, in fact the first quarter. And one thing that I'm liking coming from China is that regardless of all this, China has been giving some, of course, subsidies to boost the EV space or to boost the EV market, right? Those that want to buy EV cars, they get up to 20,000 RMB, which it's something that is good, man. It's great. And for specifics or some of the specific regions in China or provinces, you'll know that some provinces are even going or taking it further and giving an additional 10,000 RMB to those that are buying cars that supports battery swapping, which is something that is great also for NEO. Now, like I said, another reason that really stimulated the sales for NEO in April, or the orders to skyrocket in April, was the fact that NEO was offering incentive. You will know that NEO was offering incentives like 240 free battery swaps to those that are buying NEO in April. NEO was offering a 5-year 0% interest on the car. I mean, NEO was also offering a 3-year free NOP plus to those that are buying the NEO cars. These are some of the incentives that NEO has been giving, and because of these incentives they saw their orders spiking, and these could be the same incentives that carries on even now in the month of May, right? I know in May NEO is launching new models, which those new models I do not think that they are going to be incentives that they introduced on those. But now, as we wait for those models, those incentives that they were offering in April, I'm quite certain that they are going to also take them now in May, so that at least they can continue seeing the demand that they were seeing, or which they saw or witnessed in April. One of the things that people are really worried or concerned about when it comes to these incentives is the gross margins, right? Which I think it's fair enough, but what the CEO of NEO said yesterday when it comes to obviously go the NEO's roadway to profitability, or the path to profitability, you and me can agree that it might not be as bad as you think, because the NEO CEO yesterday, you'll remember that I did a video where we were talking that there will be signs. People should start seeing, CEO of NEO said people will start seeing improvement of gross margins as we head to Q4, meaning that we are going to see things improving. Things will not go bad because of the incentives, but things will improve. And this is what the new CEO said, which is quite interesting. Now, reason why I'm also doing this video, it's obviously uh, Onvo just released their incentives, which they are giving away this month. You all know that Onvo in April they sold 4,400 cars, and these incentives hopefully they get to give them some pretty good sales, some pretty good, of course, order numbers that are coming, which comes this month, because Deutsche Bank, or according to Deutsche Bank, Onvo got around 7,000 orders, right? So I still was going to notice that from the 1st of May, those that are buying the Onvo L60, they can enjoy 0% free interest for 5 years. They will get a free 52-liter car mounted family freezer, right? You know that Onvo L60 come with a freezer where you can put your stuff and you travel wherever you are going, and you will still find your drinks, your ice creams still on the good temperature that you can enjoy your food, like your cold beverages and all that, which is something that is great. They are also giving a 5-year free of pilot assistance, 4,000 yen of charging subsidies, 3,000 car pickups points, and the car purchase rights are worth 44 are up to 44,000 RMB. Those that are buying changing their old cars for the Onvo L60, they can get up to 15,000 RMB, which is something that is great, something that is very exciting. Now, these are the incentives that obviously Onvo is offering this month. Notice there that there is no incentive for battery swapping. This is something that I've seen with the incentives for Onvo. It's not a lot of incentives that they are offering for battery swapping, but which I think it balances out the whole equation, because Neo main brand models, what is making them to sell more, or part of what's leading them to sell more, is the subsidies or the incentives that they are offering for battery swapping. Onvo, on the other hand, they are not issuing this, which gives a sort of like a balance, right? Which is something that is great. So this is what Onvo is offering this month. If you go and buy Onvo, you are going to get a bunch of these good incentives, which is something that is great. Over and above this, you get the Chinese subsidy or the government subsidy of around 15,000 RMB, which in total, all that you are saving here, it can be a very good price of the amount that you are saving when you are buying the Onvo L60. And like I said, I suppose that they are doing the same incentive for Neo. The same incentives they were offering last month for Neo, they are going to offer them this month to try to capture also as many sales as possible. You will know that this month Neo needs to sell as many cars as possible, trying to make sure that they get closer to the delivery growth, or to the increase in delivery to match their 100% delivery growth rate which they said last year, which is something that is very interesting, amazing, and obviously it makes me look forward to the sales that we're going to get to see now in May. Now in May, when you look into the Neo main brand, there are 4 models that Neo intends on launching, namely the ES6, EC6, ET5 Touring, and ET5 mid sedan. Those undoubtedly are going to increase the sales or makes the demand to come to Neo, because look man, who does not want to buy a new car? Part of the reason why Neo has not been getting probably some pretty decent orders is because people have been waiting for new cars, and new cars are finally here, new cars are coming in, and this should revive the Neo sales completely, which is something that is great, and hopefully it gets us to a place where Neo is delivering 50,000 on a monthly basis, which if they are to get to that, I think it will be lights out, right? So like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Tell me what you think about these incentives. I think these incentives are great because they offer it's value for money, right? Over and above the product that Neo is launching, you still get these decent or pretty good incentives. I think these are all good deals, right? And I most definitely believe that they are going to help Neo get to the next level. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. These are all just my opinions. I will see you on the next one, and God bless you all.